It was actually built through Sir Francis Drake in 1559. Come on, girls, watch it. You're going to fall down. Everybody this way. Sarah, will you come over here, please, and join everybody else? Come along, all of you. Sarah. And here we are, straight into the main bulk of the castle. As you can see, it's pretty ruined now. A lot of fresh air in it, to be sure. Now, Sarah, Claire Toyne, will you come here, please, and join the rest of the group? No, this way, in here. Now, who remembers the Francis Drake? That's right, Melissa, well done. And what do you do in particular?
Why is the staircase so narrow?
Oh, that's a good question, Fuchsia. Do you know, Claire?
Yes, it's because when the interpreters come up, they can't see what's going on.
Well done!
Mummy said...
This castle was built as a fortress to protect us from invaders coming up the river, you see, down there. Now, would you get off that cannon, please? Are you listening to me? Sarah and friends, will you stop mucking about now? Come on. Right, everybody all together. Let's go back in now. Come on. Francis Drake in 1559. That means that's the castle. Everybody.
Coming your way.
How are you then?
Fine. How are you?
Okay. Nice motor.
Nice bike.
I'm losing him.
Well, don't lose him, you prawn. Stay with him.
What's your game then?
Repossession.
Fred, you don't appreciate the problem.
Where'd you get that?
Initiative.
Well, he must have seen you in the car.
Oh, leave it out. It's you he tumbled. Ta, love.
So, here, hang about. What's your name?
Fred. Fred Smith. Fancy letting him do a switch on you in the toilet.
Look, I couldn't have followed him looking like this, could I?
Well, you could have pretended you were a transvestite. Just lower the voice a bit and you're almost there.
Thanks. She insists that some man locked her in the dungeon.
You don't believe her?
Sarah Johns is constantly getting into trouble. And when she's found out, her excuses get more and more incredible.
Marjorie, somebody must have done it. The door was locked on the outside, you say?
Obviously, it was one of the other girls.
Why would she say it was a strange man?
To protect a friend. To make a fuss. To draw attention to herself. Which I may say she's extremely good at doing. And to put me on the spot, which she appears to have achieved.
Nobody's blaming you, my dear. Yes? Not now, Sarah. I'm talking to Miss Dawkins.
Please, Mrs. Walker. I just found this in my pocket.
Sarah, tell your father what happened to you at the castle today. What does it mean, Sarah?
The man put it there. He did. He must have done.
Sarah, listen to me. I want you to tell me the truth. Who locked you in the dungeon? Was it one of your friends? I promise you nothing is going to happen to them.
No, it wasn't. Honestly. It was the man. He was watching me all the time. He must have put the paper in my pocket. I've never seen it before. What does it mean, tell my father?
All right, Sarah. All right. Calm down. It's all over now. You're perfectly safe. I think she can sleep in the sand tonight.
Very well. Come along, Sarah.
Tell Matron she can watch television if she wants to. I'm going to ring your father, Sarah.
Yes. No, Mr. Johns isn't here, but I can reach him immediately if it's important. What's the trouble, Mrs. Walker? But she isn't hurt, is she? I'll contact her father at once. Find Mrs. Forbes of C.A.T.S and bring my car around right away.
Yes?
Fred, we're pulling out.
Diplomatic are taking over.
Make for the motorway. Head south. I'll fill you in as we go.
Okay. How much do you know about Sarah's father, Mrs. Walker?
Only what I've been told. That he's often abroad. In cases of emergency, I have to ring a special number. That's not so uncommon. There are plenty of girls here who have parents who don't live in the country. They arrange to have someone special to keep an eye out for them.
In loco parentis.
Yes. However, there must be something unusual about Mr. Johns.
What makes you say that?
The fact that you're here, Mrs. Forbes.
Ted.
Thank you very much. Lovely, I'm very pleased with that.
Good. Very pleased. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you again soon, I hope. What are you doing here? What's wrong? What's happened?
Don't be alarmed. Are you alone?
Yes. Look, please do not insult my intelligence. You are here, so I am alarmed.
They're looking for you.
My cover is blown?
No, not yet.
It's going to be.
My dear fellow, that depends entirely upon you.
On me, why?
Their idea is to flush you out.
Oh.
They found out you have a daughter and they know where she's at school.
So, they have Sarah?
No. She's perfectly all right.
How did they find out about her?
We don't know.
What are you doing?
The first priority is her safety. I've assigned some of our people to protect her.
They better be good.
They're the best.
Oh, my God. For years, I've had nightmares about this moment.
Sarah will be all right. The person that worries me is you.
Me? Why?
They expect you to show a perfectly natural urge to go and see your daughter, at which point they will...
Are you telling me that I cannot go and see her?
That choice is yours, of course.
Thank you. I am most obliged.
As is your choice between life and death.
Must bring back some jolly memories, eh, what?
Fred, you're such a snob.
Me? Snob?
Yes, class snob. Drop it, it's dead boring.
Come on, Joanna, get up. Okay.
Pathetic. Bring cuffs a load of them.
You wouldn't last 5 minutes in that lot. Let's Let's go see what we're in for.
Mrs. Walker, may I introduce your new temporary games and PE mistress, Tessa Robinson?
How do you do?
And your assistant ground, Frederica Smith.
How do you do?
You can! Stand on the line! Okay, now dribble the ball across. Right, we're going to be getting into threes and practicing dribbling the ball. So I want one person lined up over there, the other person over there. Quick as you can, Alexander, but just think... Ow! Mind your stick!
Sorry, Miss Robinson.
Come here. What's your name?
Sarah Johns, Miss Robinson.
Get back into line. Want to switch jobs?
No, I wouldn't last 5 minutes out there. How come we don't know who the mother is?
Oh, our Stefan was quite a fellow in his time.
You mean he was a randy old devil?
We used to call him Stefan, the Soviet swordsman. When he defected to our side, the word went out, lock up your daughters, mothers, sisters, and aunts.
Get the picture.
Any one of a dozen women could have had Sarah.
What kind of woman hands over a baby to the father and agrees never to have anything more to do with it?
I've no idea. After Stefan, or to give him his real name, Igor Vasilievich, was debriefed, he was recycled, given a new identity, a job, a place to live, the usual procedure.
May I ask where he is now?
You may ask. Need to know procedure. Sorry, Maggie.
He defected 15 years ago.
Yes,
Sarah is 13.
thereabouts.
I'd like to see the surveillance reports on him. They must include some of his old girlfriends.
Why are you so keen to trace the mother?
Well, someone let it slip where Sarah was at school. If it wasn't sexy Steph, who else could it be? Your department? Maybe her mum.
There are a load of animals. These have changed since my day. We used to play the game. These monsters know more about kicking, punching, ankle bashing, tripping each other up, and every filthy, violent trick in or out of the book. Oh.
You know they're having a parents' day on Saturday?
No.
You know what that means, don't you? A whole bunch of people walking about the place.
Can't we take Sarah away for the weekend?
No.
Why not?
Because Maggie wants it kept as normal as possible.
Oh.
Good to see you again. How are you?
Very well. Yes. Quite excited. Very good.
It took ages to scream. It's worthwhile, wasn't it? That came out of the kills. So it's the little one. So you have to take out that as well.
Oh, Sarah. What are you doing up here?
I'm gated.
Why?
Someone put a drawing pin on Miss Dawkins' chair.
Not you, of course. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go downstairs.
I don't want to.
Your parents coming?
No.
Oh?
I only have a daddy and he's away on business. He's always away.
You must see him sometimes.
Yes, in the holidays. But he travels the world so much, though, we only ever get to meet in hotels.
Look, why don't you come downstairs?
I don't want to.
Please yourself. Oh, Sarah. What's the matter?
I want my daddy.
that lady?
No.
What does she want?
She asked if I knew Sarah Johns.
What did you say?
Well, she wanted to know where she was, so I told her she was probably in the dorm.
Thank you.
Nothing at all?
No.
Sarah, give me a hand, will you? I need help to serve the coffee.
Any luck?
As long as Fred doesn't lose her. Well, how are you getting on?
I thought I was fit. Who is she?
Her name is Angela Lane, councillor rank, head of the North West European Department, Foreign Office.
Rather senior.
Correct.
And you reckon she's Sarah's mum?
Well, according to the files, she's never married. But where is Sarah now?
Halfway through chapel. Another 20 minutes at least.
What's the school routine on a Sunday?
Church, lunch, then they can do what they want.
How is Sarah?
Not very good. She wants to see her father. Any chance?
Oh, I don't know. It's not really up to me. Don't you think it's time you were getting back?
What? You had school meals lately?
Listen, come on, chapel's almost out. On your way.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
But deliver us from evil.
Forever and ever. Amen.
However you aren't obliged to tell me anything, of course.
I'm sorry I left chapel, but I was feeling a little faint.
Oh, go and get some lunch. I'll just get rid of this and then I'll join you.
Dawkins. I had to go to the loo.
You know this is the staff toilet.
I know, Miss Dawkins, but I was desperate.
You must use the girls' toilet upstairs. Go on, or you'll be late for lunch. There are some girls one just cannot bring oneself to like.
Hello? Miss Lane? Yes? Maggie Forbes, C.A.T.S, Home Office. Yes, just a moment. I'm sorry to disturb you on a Sunday. That's perfectly all right. You don't mind if I carry on, do you? I'm having some people for dinner. No, of course. Now, how can I help you? You paid a visit yesterday to the Lydia Braithwaite School. You stayed for a few minutes and then you returned to the Foreign Office. I'm afraid you must be mistaken. Really? Yes. Right. Let's take it in stages. You went into the office yesterday, even though it was Saturday. Yes, I had some work to catch up on. Did you leave the building between 12 and 3? For lunch, yes. And to do some shopping. Miss Lane, I saw you at that school with my own 2 eyes. What would I be doing at a girls' school? Well, perhaps. There's no perhaps about it. We're very concerned about the safety of one of the girls there. Her name is Sarah Johns. For reasons that I can't go into, we believe her life may be in danger. So I'm sure you appreciate, Miss Lane, that it's worth making a few mistakes if we can keep a child out of harm's way.
Feel like a walk?
Sarah Johns anywhere.
She's gated.
I know. I'm not going to punish her, but I must know where she is. Look, please.
I'm not sure, but I think I saw her go out of the gates.
Hello?
Hello, my name's Sarah Johns, and I want to speak to my father.
I must check with somebody.
But this is my daddy's number.
I'll have to ring you back. What number are you speaking from?
I can't read it. Please let me speak to him.
I want my daddy.
Stefan?
Who is this?
Igor, it's Angela. Did you get the number?
Yes, B46C00.
Bound to be rented. Did they get a look at you?
No. Maggie, the poor child's desperate to see her father.
Oh, she must have got the number from Mrs. Walker's desk. She's a bright kid. Yes.
She's on the move.
Okay, tail her. Where's she off to?
Maggie, how does a career diplomat have a child no one in the Foreign Office notices?
13 years ago, she put in for a sabbatical. She spent a year in Paris studying French colonial history.
She must be stark raving mad. in the FO making it with a Russian defector.
You ever been in love, Tessa?
What's that got to do with it?
Sometimes people can't control their feelings. Some people fall for the most unlikely partners.
Not me. No way, Jose.
I am delighted to hear it.
Okay, 3 more times round.
Or do we have to, Miss Robinson?
Go on. Any info?
She went to an antique shop, stayed an hour, and then drove back home.
Did she buy anything?
No, nothing I could see.
Go on, you two at the back.
Mind you, Sundays might not be open for business.
Why do I get the impression there's a lot we aren't being told?
The Minister is aware of the committee's concern regarding the predicted overages. Yes. What? Connect me with Mrs. Forbes immediately.
Stefan has disappeared. He left the antique shop, dodged his minder.
Hang on, did you say antique shop?
Easy, Fred. I know.
Oh, you do you? Well, would you mind filling me in, because I know absolutely nothing?
Did you know he was recycled into the antique business?
No.
Have you been told anything that hasn't been passed down to us?
Look, you know, in this job, we're told nothing that we don't absolutely need to know, right? Our job is to keep tabs on Sarah, to mind her, see that nobody gets to her. We were told that her father was a defector. There is a hit team out to find him. Now, they reckon that by putting the frighteners on the kid, they can flush their target out into the open. That's all I'm told, that's all you're told.
Until we flash him out by tailing an ex-girlfriend to his antique shop.
Which causes him to do a runner.
Well, I have seen Nigel in happier moods.
What do you think Nigel needs to know?
So, now what? Find Stefan.
The odds are that he's on his way here to get Sarah, take her off somewhere that he reckons is safer. Precisely what the hit team are hoping for.
Have you finished?
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, Mrs. Walker, that we can't tell you any more.
There's only one thing I need to be told.
What's that?
Your job is security. Mine is looking after my pupils. I want to be told that your job is not going to conflict with mine.
I understand.
If the other girls are in danger because of this Sarah Johns business, then you and your colleagues will leave this school immediately.
How did you get in here? One of the perks of the job. All right. What do you want this time? Well, this time, Miss Lane, I'd rather like the truth. Colonel Igor Vasilevich, Stefan Johns, defected to the West 15 years ago. You must have had a very high security clearance. You must have been through my file with a fine tooth comb. I'd still rather hear it from you, if you don't mind. Yes, I did. Where did you learn Russian? At Cambridge. Then when I joined the Foreign Office, I went to Moscow for 3 years. Did you meet Colonel Stefan Johns before he defected? Certainly not. You could have attended the same diplomatic function. No, we never met in Moscow. Why did MI6 pick you as an interpreter after he came over? I was available. You were quite young. Being young and female isn't necessarily a disadvantage in the diplomatic service. Well, I had heard it was quite the opposite. It used to be. The 60s changed all that. Why, they even let us wear trousers to work. When did your affair with Stefan Johns begin? Mentally, the first time I set eyes on him. Physically, a short time after he'd been given his new identity. Is that clear enough for you? Very. I became pregnant a few months later. I'm a Catholic, and abortion was out of the question. At first I was going to resign, but in the end I applied for a sabbatical abroad and was able to have the child without the office finding out. And keeping it dark depended on you giving away your baby. Yes. Does that affect you in any way? Yes. I was tremendously relieved. Relieved? Yes, I'd have lost my job otherwise. Your job was more important than your baby. Are these questions relevant to your inquiry? No, I suppose they're not. Then why are you asking them? Just curious. I have a child of my own. I was 27. My career was on the up and up. I'd just been picked to take part in a vital investigation and debriefing of a major Russian defector. In those days, a child held very little attraction. Igor had the typical Russian infatuation with children. It seemed the perfect answer. You said seemed. What? You said seemed the perfect answer. At the time, it was the perfect answer. I held on to my career, and Igor had his child. What changed? Oh. Nothing in particular. When did you start sneaking in and out of Sarah's school? When did you start having these irresistible urges to see your daughter? Oh, I suppose about 3 years ago, I went down to her prep school and watched her play netball. I didn't speak to her or anything. No one could have suspected anything. But you were putting your career on the line. I mean, supposing you'd been seen. My career was going sideways. The postings got more mundane. You hope for Washington, you get Bucharest. So I began to examine my options. I could find only one. Sarah. And now you're going to tell me that these men who have come looking for Igor have been led to our child by me.
And as you bounce, you extend your hands upwards and you keep your hands flat out. Okay?
Do you think Tessa was recognized?
She says not.
We have to be certain they don't know we're onto them.
I don't see why they should. Fred and Tessa have kept their covers very well.
Do you need backup?
What, not the place swarming with SAS? Well, the older girls might like it, but I don't know. The Lydia Braithwaite School could look a little out of place.
What I'm saying is, do you think the three of you can handle it?
Yes. But we do have one sizable problem.
Hello? Yes, Mrs. Forbes. What? And as quickly as you can, please, Marjorie.
But surely I deserve some kind of explanation.
Very well. I've noticed lately that several of the girls have been putting on weight, and a number of them are looking pale.
But a cross-country run?
Do them a world of good.
The whole school?
Every one.
Now?
Quiet now! Please. You'll run across country as far as Dinsdon. Now, come along. It isn't very far, just a few miles. There you will be given tea and stay overnight at the Dinsdon Ladies' College. Yes, I thought that might appeal. Tomorrow afternoon, you will return here. Miss Dawkins, you will lead them through the back fields and over Forest Hill.
Not looking forward to this.
Yes, Sarah? What's the matter?
Please, Mrs. Walker, Forest Hill's spooky.
Nonsense! Besides, you have Miss Dawkins with you.
I take it our assistant sports mistress will accompany us?
No.
Why not? After all, this is her subject.
I think you should get started. Miss Dawkins,
All right, come along then, girls. Let's go.
Now, Mrs. Walker, I think that you and other members of the staff had better leave.
Very well.
Thank you very much for helping us.
Since you had arranged for them to stay overnight, what else could I do?
Go and relieve Fred.
Right.
And remember, they could be watching us from somewhere.
Ivan.
Long trip.
Car coming.
Cover it. Upstairs.
So you showed up?
Yes, get back to your post. What the hell are you doing? I came for Sarah. She's not here. What do you mean? The school has gone on a cross-country run. When will they be back? They're stopping overnight at a school in the next village.
You've evacuated the place.
Yes.
Why?
When you went up to see Stefan on Sunday, you were followed. What did you tell him?
Precisely what you told me, that she was in danger. Now, what's happened?
He left the shop. He slipped his surveillance. He is now doing exactly what the hit team want him to do. He is coming down here to get his daughter. Miss Lane, you are a pain in the neck.
White van approaching.
Ivan, dođe ovam.
Where is Sarah?
She's quite safe, but you're not.
Please, take me to my daughter.
She's not here.
I demand to see her! Why are you here?
Same reason you are. See anything?
Nothing.
Fred?
All clear up here. Wait.
Fred, come in.
It's all right. I thought I saw something out there. Couldn't have been.
Tess?
Yes?
Anything your side?
No.
Ivan, s desne strane. Ja ću ostati ovdje.
Stay Here. Both of you, keep down on the floor.
One approaching the front.
Keep him covered.
I see him.
They knew all about us in Moscow. They've had me watched all these years. They followed me down here.
I'm sorry. You know, if it hadn't been for Sarah, I might never have seen you again.
Do you still see him, Tess?
Yes.
Fred?
He's gone.
Tess, what's he doing now?
Approaching the head window.
Out, both of you, this way.
Freeze!
Drop it! Drop the gun!
Ivan. Ivan.
Tess! Tessa!
There's another one. Oh my God, Sarah.
Fred? Fred, come in.
There's a man out there. It's the one who locked me in the dungeon. He's got a gun.
Round the back.
Gun. Move.
Hello?
Angela, it's Igor.
Igor, where are you?
Angela, is Sarah in the room with you?
Yes, we're just playing a game on the computer on the television.
Please.
Don't say anything, just
Just listen to what I have to say.
I'm going back to Moscow.
No, you can't.
It is the only way to keep Sarah safe.
This will happen again if I do not.
Igor, wait, we must talk.
Angela, I have made up my mind.
Besides, it's too late. I've been to the embassy. Kiss Sarah for me. Goodbye.
Angela Lane was used in Moscow to persuade Vasilievich to defect.
Oh? How?
He was a ladies' man, and she undoubtedly was a lady. They had a discreet but closely watched affair before he came across.
Closely watched by whom?
Ah, yes. Well, we assumed only by our people.
Except the KGB found out.
Alas.
And so then they carried it on back here?
Apparently so. We thought the affair had ended in Moscow. The debriefing took a year, all told. We had no idea. We assumed that Miss Lane had seen it merely as, well, as...
A close your eyes and think of England job, right?
Yes, well.
What a wonderful intelligence service we've got here.
All I can say is they kept it extremely quiet.
And where do you think the daughter came from?
Spontaneous combustion?
That'll do, Fred.
Miss Lane has resigned. Personal reasons.
So, the poor child has lost a father she worshipped and gained a mother, who is unemployed.
Fortunes of war, Maggie.